A very good morning to all the students. In the last session, we have gone through one of the important concept where we have discussed the introduction terminology, right? So in this session, we are going to discuss another important topic where we'll be discussing the differences between the block cipher and the stream ciphers, right? So if you go through the previous discussions, into how many parts the cryptography has been divided?
Three, sir.
3 parts. May I know what are these things?
Symmetric key cryptography, asymmetric key cryptography, hash functions.
Okay, super. Right. So what is the other name for the symmetric key cryptography? First of all, tell me how many keys are used in the symmetric key cryptography?
One key, sir.
We'll use only one key both for the encryption and the decryption. And is this the key confidential or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Therefore, the symmetric key cryptography can also be called as private key cryptography, right? Or private key ciphers. Don't forget the terminology, right? So into how many categories this private key cryptography has been categorized?
Two types.
Traditional and modern ciphers.
2 types. Super. So one is the traditional ciphers, and what about the second one?
Modern ciphers, sir.
Modern ciphers. What are the categories under this traditional?
Transposition and substitutions.
Super. They are transposition and another one is substitution. So in today's class we are going to concentrate only on this symmetric key cryptography, right? So we are going to discuss this modern block ciphers. So how many categories are there under this modern block ciphers, modern ciphers? Again there are 2 categories, right? One is the block
Two,
cipher
sir.
and the second one is the stream ciphers, right? So this is the area where we are going to discuss a lot in today's session, right? So we are going to differentiate the block cipher versus the stream cipher. So please concentrate, it is one of the important question, and when I say it is important, you can understand the logic behind it, right? So please concentrate. It's a very simple topic, and but you should know what actually the topic consists of, right? So give me 1 minute. Okay, thank you. So can anybody tell me what do you understand by the term block cipher and stream cipher? First of all, tell me what do you mean by block cipher? So both this block cipher and stream ciphers, they are used to secure the information. Am I right or not?
Yes,
Both
sir.
of the techniques are used to secure the information. So how they are going to secure the information is they are going to use the encryption and decryption. By making use of encryption, where the plain text is converted into a ciphertext, and the decryption process involves the conversion of the ciphertext into the plain text, they are going to secure the information when you want to transfer the information from one place to another place. And what is that is used for encryption and decryption? So we have algorithms for encryption and we have algorithms for the decryption also. We are missing one more terminology. What is that? Other than this encryption and decryption algorithms, we also need one important term. What is the term? Can anybody tell me?
Keys, sir.
They are keys, right? So do we have any algorithms to generate the keys? Do we have any algorithms to generate the keys? The answer is yes, right? So you have algorithms for encryption, you have algorithms for decryption, and you also have algorithms for the key generation. So in the last session also, while discussing the topic of the crypto system, a crypto system is a system which consists of three different components. The first component is algorithm for encryption, algorithm for decryption, and third one is the algorithm for the key generation, right? So the entire algorithms which are used for encryption, decryption, and the key generation is called as a crypto system, right? I think you are aware of all this terminology. Is it clear up to this point? So if somebody asks you what are these block cipher and stream cipher, you can simply say that they are the techniques that are used under the symmetric key cryptography, and they are used to secure the information. How they are going to secure the information means by making use of algorithms for the encryption and the decryption as well. So this is the common thing we have for this block cipher and the stream cipher. Both work for the same purpose. Both have the same target. Both are used to secure the information. But the way they secure the information, or the way they encrypt the information, or they decrypt the information, the methodology they are going to use will differ for these two categories. So coming to our actual discussion, the block cipher, as the name itself says, that we are going to encrypt or decrypt the data based upon the blocks, right? So we make use of the blocks concept. So what do you mean by a block? What do you mean by block?
Group of bits.
Combination of bits.
A combination of bits, or you can also say that as a group of bits. So how many bits you can group means it will be, in general, it will be in the power of 2 only, right? So we will take either 64 or 128 bit block or 256 bit block, etc. Anything you can take, right? But while coming to the concept of stream ciphers, as the name itself says that they are going to encrypt the data in the form of streams. So a stream is nothing but a flow of data. A stream is nothing but flow of data. Here data is represented in terms of bits. So we can say that it is flow of bits. So when you are making use of the encryption and decryption, or when you are encrypting or decrypting the data in a bit by bit fashion, you will take only one bit at a time and you encrypt it. You will take one bit of ciphertext at a time and you will decrypt it. So if you are making use of a bit by bit concept, then that type of encryption technique, we call it as the stream ciphering technique. Is it clear up to this point?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Basic difference between this block and the stream. Right. So when you go and look for the information related to the stream ciphers, you may get information saying that some people will say that it is a stream cipher based on a bit by bit, and some other information you will get based upon the characters. Right. So if you are going to encrypt the data character by character. So what is the size of a character? 8 bits. Right. So if we are going to encrypt the data as 8 bits as a single chunk, then also they are going to call it as the stream cipher. Right. So character by character can also be treated as the stream ciphers. This is what you get the information from some of the websites. But we'll stick for this particular definition only. So if encryption and decryption follows or is done based on a bit by bit fashion, we call it as a stream cipher. Right. Up to here it is clear, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. So a simple example what we get from the other sources is in order to have a clear idea on what this block cipher or the stream cipher is. So you can give a real time example where you want to watch a movie with a DVD, and here in the stream cipher when you want to watch a movie in the streaming device. A very simple example where you can easily understand the concept and you can easily remember it. Right. So when you want to watch a new movie using the DVD, right, you will have the disc and this DVD reader will read blocks of data. Right. So that data that is read by the DVD reader will be in terms of blocks. Whereas when you consider the streaming device, do you have any idea on the streaming device? Nowadays these devices are most popular and we watch a lot of multimedia on these streaming devices. Can anybody give me an example of one streaming device? Do you have any idea or not?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Fire sticks. Have you ever heard of this term fire sticks? Amazon Fire Stick. So you can browse it.
Yes, sir.
This looks like a simple USB pen drive. And when you insert the pen drive into the USB slot of your TV will be converted into a smart TV. Right. That means your TV will be able to access the internet through these devices. So this is the advantage we have with the streaming device. So when you connect this Fire Stick to your TV, it is able to connect to the internet. So when you say it is internet, it is something like the flow of bits where the bit by bit data transfer happens. Right. So when you want to watch a movie over the streaming device, so what you will do is the device will be connected to the internet and the data related to the movie will be streamed to this device. Streaming is nothing but flow of data. Right. So bit by bit everything will be streamed and then it will be displayed over the screen. Right. So when you watch the movie with the help of the DVD, it is the blocks of data is read by the DVD reader, whereas if you watch the movie using the streaming devices, you will watch it on a bit by bit fashion. Right. So this is a simple example you can give. And third one, application. This is very important. You should know where we are going to use this block or the stream ciphers. Coming to the application part, you can make use of this block cipher anywhere in the cyber security. So you can use it anywhere in the cyber security realm. So in the cyber security world, anywhere you can make use of these block ciphers whenever you have the need to encrypt and decrypt the data, whenever you want to achieve the confidentiality, whenever you want to achieve the integrity, availability. So in such cases you will make use of these block ciphers. Right. But the application area of this stream cipher is somewhat limited when compared to that of the block ciphers. you cannot make use of these stream ciphers anywhere in the cyber security field or anywhere in the real world, right? So there are some limited areas where you can make use of these stream ciphers. We are aware of these connections, right? So see, let us see what are the areas where we can make use of these stream ciphers is Bluetooth connections, BT connection. We call it as BT, short form of Bluetooth, right? So when you want to connect your device to a Bluetooth device, you have your mobile and you want to connect it to a Bluetooth multimedia speaker. So that connection makes use of the stream ciphers. If they want to have the secured connections, so they will make use of the stream ciphers. And another area where we will make use of this stream cipher is, this is the most popular application where you will use it in daily life. We can say that you are almost addicted. We are almost addicted to this, right? What is that area? Right. So the stream ciphers can also be used in the areas like the cellular data. So the mobiles which you are using, they makes use of the cellular concepts, cells, right? Which is a cell is represented as a hexagonal shape, right? Don't assume that. Do you know the concept of cellular concept? For example, you have a tower
No,
here.
sir.
You have a tower here, right? Cell tower, like this. So the area, why we are calling it as cell means this cellular tower will cover particular area. In general, we have an idea that this cell towers will cover a area in this shape, which is a circular shape. But what actually the authors or the inventors has done is, the cell is not defined as in a circular fashion. It is defined as a hexagonal fashion, like this. So this is one cell, and we have another cell like this. So this is how the cellular network works, right? So we are not bothered about this cellular network technology, right? So when we go for this transformation of data from one place to another place using the secured cellular connections, or by using the secured 4G connections, we make use of the stream ciphering concept, right? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Right. These are the two areas where we will come across in our daily life. But there are some other areas where we might not have heard the term SSL or TLS connections. So the SSL and TLS connections also make use of the stream ciphers. So SSL stands for Secured Socket Layer, and TLS stands for Transport Layer Security, right? This you come across in the computer networks topic, right? Forget about this. My intention is to make you aware of the application area of these block ciphers and the stream ciphers. So the block ciphers are used in the cyber security realm. Anywhere you can use it, but the stream ciphers has the limited usage where you can use them in the Bluetooth connections, or you can use it in the cellular or 4G connections, and you can make use it in the SSL or TLS connection. Is the third point clear?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So another important point regarding this stream cipher is you can make use of this XOR operation. XOR operation, this is just an information that I am giving. So XOR operation is the widely used operation for implementing the stream ciphers. Right. Even we make use of this XOR in the block ciphers also. That is a different case, right? But in block ciphers, we will be using another concept like product ciphers, where you have a combination of the S boxes, P boxes, etc. Right. So you remember that the XOR operation is the widely used operation to implement the stream ciphers. This is just for information. Right. So let us take an example. Let us take an example. So the example which I am going to take is, I just want to transfer the data University College Kakinada to some other area. Whatever text you want to transfer from one area to another area, the first thing, by making use of computers, right? By making use of computers, the first thing you have to do is you have to convert these characters into bits. Right. Anything you want to do using the computers, that should be done in terms of bits only. Right. So can anybody tell me how many bits I will get from this University College Kakinada? Forget about these two quotations or double quotations. So how many bits are there in this particular thing? University College Kakinada. Any idea? How do you calculate the number of bits? Please respond.
No, sir.
It is a very simple technique. How many characters are there? First of all, count the number of characters in university. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is it right?
Yes, sir.
How many characters in the college?
7, sir.
7.
7, sir.
Right. How many characters in Kakinada?
8, sir.
8,
Eight.
sir.
So other than these characters, we have two spaces here. So the spaces should also be treated as characters. Now tell me how many characters are there? Total characters.
27, sir.
27. Right. What is the length of each and every character?
8 bits, sir.
8 bits. So 27 characters into 8. What is the total?
216, sir.
216 bits. So this entire University College Kakinada, along with the spaces, can be decoded by the computer as a stream or as a combination of bits which consists of 216 bits. This is how you convert the characters into the bits. Right? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Now let us say that I am taking, this example is common for both the blocks and stream. I just want to let you know how this blocking is done and streaming is done. Right. So this 216 bits are there, and when you consider this using the block cipher of a block size equal to 64 bits. So how many blocks will be there? So each block consists of 64 bits, right? This is 64 and this is 128. 128 plus 64. What is 128 plus 64? Am I right or not?
Yes, sir.
192. And the fourth block consists of few bits than the 64 bits, right? It is short, it is having the shortage of 64 bits. It is having only 14 and 24 bits, right? It is having only 24 bits out of this 216, and the remaining bits will be padded. Padding is a concept where you will add the dummy data. We have discussed it in the earlier sessions, right? Where you will add the dummy data to make up the entire block. So as this last block, the fourth block, is having only 24 bits of actual data, and the remaining 40 bits will be padded. That means they will be given the dummy data, right? So we have 4 blocks of data. So the block cipher, what it will do is it will take the block first, and then it will take the key and it will do the necessary operation on this plain text data. This is called as plain text data. So it will take the first block, the first 64 bits of data, plain text, and it will take the key, it will do some operation and it will generate a ciphertext, right? I'm just denoting the notations like this. PT stands for the plain text and CT stands for the ciphertext. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
after
sir.
converting
Yes,
the
sir.
first block of the plain text into the ciphertext, it will consider the second block. B2 is taken here, and then it will do some operations along with the key to generate the ciphertext. Then it will take the third block, then it will take the fourth block. Like that, block by block, it will convert the plain text into the ciphertext with the use of the key. But when you consider the same example, University College Kakinada under the stream cipher, so how many bits are there? 216, right?
Yes, sir.
So what this stream cipher will do is it will take the first bit, it will convert it into the ciphertext based upon some operations. Let us not go deep into what these stream ciphers do, right? And after that it will take another bit, convert it into ciphertext, take another bit, convert it into ciphertext, get another bit, convert it into ciphertext, and this is done in this fashion, right? So this is the primary difference between the block cipher and the stream cipher. So is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
And fifth point what I want to discuss here is examples. So let us go with another page. So the examples of this block ciphers are, yesterday we have discussion, right? Can anybody give me the examples of the block ciphers?
DES, 3DES,
DES,
AES.
3DES, AES. Right,
Blowfish.
super. Blowfish. And we have another, some other, there are a lot of ciphers, block ciphers that are available, IDEA, Twofish, etc. Right. What is the abbreviation for DES?
Data encryption standard, sir.
Super. 3DES?
Triple data encryption standard, sir.
Super. It is just a variant of this DES, right? What is AES?
Advanced
Advanced encryption standard, sir.
Right. Now coming to the examples of this stream cipher. Any idea? Only one example we have discussed, right?
RC4, sir.
RC4, reverse cipher 4. This stream cipher is used exclusively for the encryption of the wireless networks. You will use this algorithm, or you will use this stream cipher while you want to encrypt the things under the wireless networks. And what is the other application area of this stream cipher? What is the major application area? Cellular and 4G network, right? Which comes under the GSM technology. Right. So we will make use of the A5 stream cipher for the GSM cellular networks. So what is GSM? Any idea? Say yes or no.
No, sir.
No, sir.
What SIM card you are using? At least do you have that idea? Yes or no?
Micro SIM.
No, that is a category of SIM, right? But the type of network which you are using, or the type of technology that you are using for your networks or for your mobile,
4G, sir.
4G,
it is
sir.
4G only, but everything comes under this GSM. GSM stands for Global Standard for Mobile Communication. So other than this, we have other technology which is called as CDMA, Code Division Multiple Access, right? So this CDMA technique is very less in utilization, right? For example, how can you differentiate this GSM and CDMA? Means this GSM SIM cards, they will work with any type of mobile, right? So if you change the mobile, you simply remove the SIM card from that mobile and you put it into your new mobile phone, then it will work. But these CDMA mobile phones, they are made to work with intended, or they are made to work with specified mobile devices only. You might have heard of the Reliance, right? Reliance mobile phones, basic phones you have.
Yes, sir.
So that particular SIM card will work with that device only. You take a basic mobile phone and you try to take the SIM card and you want to insert it into some other phone, it won't work. So basically we are all accustomed for this GSM SIM cards, which stands for the Global Standards for Mobile Communication, and all this 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G, now we have the 6G and 7G also, I think, right? We are aware of only 5G technology and everything under this umbrella only, GSM, right? So let us forget about this. So A5 is the stream cipher which we are going to use under this GSM cellular networks, right? Other than this, so there are some other basic stream ciphers like Salsa 20, Cha-Cha 20, like this we have different varieties of stream ciphers. So is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now this is fifth point, I think, right? Okay. So coming to sixth point, can anybody tell me which one is faster and which one is slower? Any wild guess based upon the discussions which we have done earlier? Any wild
Block
guess?
ciphers are fast than stream ciphers, sir.
Right. Block ciphers are faster than the stream cipher, but the answer is reverse, right? The concept here is the block ciphers are slower in nature when compared to that of the stream ciphers. The reason is the block cipher encrypts the data block by block, but you need to create the block before encryption. So the creation of block itself takes some time. For that purpose, the block ciphers are somewhat slower when compared to that of the stream ciphers. Is it clear why it is slower?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So you need to create the blocks before the encryption, but there is no concept of creating the bits or blocks in case of the stream cipher. They will directly take the stream flow of bits and they will directly convert from the plain text to the ciphertext. So there is no mechanism that is involved in converting the bits into blocks in case of stream ciphers, but that mechanism is mandatory. You should convert the plain text into blocks, which makes the block ciphers slower than the stream ciphers. This is the comparison between these two things only: slower than the stream cipher, and stream ciphers are faster than the block ciphers. Now coming to the resources, right? Tell me which one will make use of more resources and which one will make use of less resources. Wild guess, nothing wrong in giving a guess, right? But you should think before you give a wild guess. That's what I am saying. More resources, less resources. Where should I keep the more resources? Where should I keep the less resources? Any idea?
Maybe blocks use more resources, sir.
Block ciphers makes use of more resources. Yes, it is true. Obviously, for the same discussions what we have discussed for this speed, where you need to convert the bits into blocks. For this purpose, you need more resources in the block cipher, and it requires fewer resources. We can say it not less resources, fewer resources. FEW, sorry. Right. And the last one, which is not that important, but you please keep it in mind. That's it. Right. It's not important to put it on paper. If you remember, you put it on paper. Otherwise, it's not important. But the remaining points, the 7 points which I have explained, are important. You should at least write these 7 points whenever a question on this differentiation of block and stream ciphers is given. Right. So the last one is, the advantage we have with the block ciphers is they can make use of the properties of the stream ciphers. Uses stream cipher properties in some modes of operation. I'll tell you what these modes are, right? And the 8th point, the corresponding point in this stream cipher is, the stream ciphers never use the properties of the block cipher. They are completely independent, right? They never depend on block cipher. But these block ciphers, they sometimes make use of the stream cipher properties in some of the modes of the operation. So we never discussed about various modes of operation in the block cipher. So we have different modes in this block cipher, right? So for information purpose, you just remember it. We have different modes. One is the ECB, which stands for the electronic code book, and the second one is CBC, which stands for cipher block chaining. And similarly, we have CFB, which stands for cipher feedback. It's an acronym for the cipher feedback. And similarly, another one mode is OFB, which stands for the output feedback. And the last mode is CTR, which stands for counter. So these are the various modes of operation we have in this block ciphers. So some of these modes may make use of the stream cipher properties, right? Is it clear up to this point?
Yes, sir.
Right. And one more important point that we should discuss under this stream cipher is the types of stream cipher. There are 2 types of stream cipher. This we will again discuss in our actual discussion also. Right. This is in our syllabus. So there are 2 types of stream ciphers which come under the modern stream ciphers. Those are the synchronous stream ciphers, and the second one is the asynchronous stream ciphers. So the primary difference between these synchronous and asynchronous stream ciphers is, in synchronous stream ciphers, the key is generated independent of the plain text and the cipher text. Right. So key is independent of plain text and ciphertext, right? But whereas in the asynchronous stream cipher, the key is dependent on plain text and ciphertext, right? So if the key is independent of the plain text and ciphertext, remember that this plain text and ciphertext is not the present plain text and the ciphertext. They are the previous plain text and the previous ciphertext. So if the key which you want to use for the present scenario is independent of the previous plain text and the ciphertext, we call such type of stream ciphers as the synchronous stream ciphers, right? So if the key is independent, it does not depend on previous plain text and ciphertext, we call it as synchronous. And if the key is dependent on the previous plain text and the ciphertext, we call it as the asynchronous stream cipher, right? You just remember these two things. We don't have much discussion in our actual syllabus also. He will say what actually is this synchronous and asynchronous, that's it, right? Is it clear up to this point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So these are the major differences between the block cipher and the stream cipher, right? Now last question what I would like to ask you is, which one is better, block or stream?
Stream, sir.
Very typical question. Which one is better?
Stream cipher, sir.
Stream cipher, right? So the point here you have to understand is another analogy, similar question I would like to ask. We have n number of sorting algorithms which we have studied in the data structure, right?
Yes, sir.
Which one is efficient sorting algorithm?
Quicksort, sir.
Though theoretically we say that quicksort is the fastest sorting algorithm, while discussing the concept of the sorting algorithms, I told you that no sorting algorithm is superior than the other sorting algorithm in all the cases, right? So the performance of the sorting algorithm depends on the inputs which you are giving. The performance, it depends on the computer on which you are running, and it also depends on the speed of the processor, right? What type of input you are giving, whether you are giving the already sorted input or whether you are giving a some partially sorted input or whether you are giving a scrambled input. So the performance depends on lot of parameters, right? So you cannot say that one particular sorting algorithm is always superior than the other sorting algorithms in all the scenarios. This is very, very important, right? But theoretically we should give some answer which sorting algorithm is better. Theoretically we will say that quicksort is better, right? Similar in the similar lines, when a comparison is given between this block cipher and the stream cipher, you can observe here that there are a lot of advantages for this block cipher as well as the stream cipher, and there are disadvantages also. May I know the reason why you told the stream cipher is best? Maybe because of the 6th and 7th point, right? The stream cipher is faster and it takes fewer resources. But these are not the parameters on which you have to consider or on which you have to grade the performance of the stream ciphers and the block ciphers, right? Is it clear what I am saying?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. But if you okay, you have given the answer based upon this faster and fewer resources. But if I say the application areas, if I look through the application point of view, which one is used more in more areas? Is it the block cipher or stream cipher?
Blocks, sir.
Block cipher,
right?
sir.
Block cipher can be used anywhere in the cybersecurity world, but we have restrictions for the usage of the stream ciphers. So from that point of view, the block cipher performs better than the stream cipher. So this is not the correct thing we have to discuss, right? It's not about which one is better. If somebody asks you whether the block or stream cipher is better, you can give different answers. So if I ask you, you are giving the answer as stream cipher based upon the faster speed and the number of resources it is using. But according to my viewpoint, block cipher performs better than the stream cipher. But both of us are wrong. Even your answer is wrong and my answer is wrong. The point what we have to note here is both the block cipher and the stream cipher performs well. Both of them are good, right? But it depends on one important point which is called as the key. So what is the strength of the key you are giving to the block and the stream cipher that makes the cipher algorithm, or that makes the encryption algorithm or decryption algorithm stronger? So stronger keys, stronger ciphertext you will get. Nobody can break it. That is the point you have to remember. Is it clear? So nothing block is better than stream or stream is better than block. There is no concept like that. Right? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So the strength always depends on the number of bits you are using for the key. Stronger keys, stronger encryption. That's it. Nothing more than that. Right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So,
sir.
so I would like to end up this topic with another simple question. Right? Can anybody tell me, can we develop an encryption algorithm on our own?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Any other answer? Can we develop our own encryption algorithm?
Yes, sir.
Yes. The answer is obviously yes, right? But the point you have to keep it in mind when you develop a encryption algorithm is that the developed encryption algorithm or the developed algorithm cannot give any scope for others to break it, right? That defines the strength of the encryption algorithm. So you use some P box or S box or the XOR operation or swap operation, anything you can use. You can develop your own P box also. You can develop your own S box also, right? So you can make use of a lot of mathematical concepts and P boxes and S boxes concept which you have studied earlier, and you can develop your own encryption algorithm. But the concept here is that algorithm should be strong enough such that it cannot be broken easily by the others. There are a lot of attackers around this world, right? There are so many people try to criticize the algorithm. So assume that you have developed an algorithm, some XYZ algorithm, right? You have your internal components as P boxes, S boxes. You have the length of the key which you have defined on your own. Everything works fine, right? But the thing is that this algorithm should not be broken by any of the attackers, right? So there are a lot of attackers who tries to break the algorithm. There are a lot of criticizers who tries to criticize your algorithm, right? But critics should be taken in a positive fashion, in a positive manner. So critics always makes you better. Critics always makes you work harder. In the similar fashion, when you develop your own algorithm, you allow, that means it should be standardized. You know that there are some standardized units that work to standardize these algorithms. Do you know that thing? So anything you develop, you cannot bring it to the market as it is, right? So they should be given to the standardized units, and they will check the quality of the product that you have developed, and once the quality of the product you have developed has met their requirements, they have some standards defined, predefined. When your product meets those standards, then they will release the product. Right. So once they are into the market, you receive lot of critics, right? So but many people will try to break your algorithm, but it should withstand those critics and it should withstand those type of breakthroughs, right? So that is how you need to work under this cryptographic area, but there's no problem for you people, right? So this is for the people who wants to really work under the research areas, right? So is it clear up to this point? This is what I want to tell. Is it clear up to this point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. So this is end of today's session. So in this session we discussed one important topic where we have given lot of differences between the block cipher and the stream cipher. The first one is how it is going to do, right? In the block cipher, encryption and decryption is based upon the blocks, where a block is nothing but a group of bits like 64, 128, 256, etc. But in the stream ciphers, you are going to encrypt or decrypt based upon the bit by bit fashion. Sometimes you can take the characters also, character by character also, nothing more than. A simple real-time example we have given in the second point, where you want to watch movies using the DVD, makes use of the blocks of data, and you want to watch the same movie using the streaming devices, it can be considered as an example for the flow of data, stream ciphers, right? And the third one we have discussed is the application area. The block ciphers can be used anywhere in the cybersecurity world, but the stream ciphers, they can be used under the Bluetooth connection, cellular and 4G connections, and SSL or TLS connections, secure connections. And fourth point we have discussed by taking an example of University College of Kakinada, where we have converted the given text into bits, and then we have converted into blocks in case of the block cipher, and how the encryption will take place has been explained in this point. Whereas in the stream cipher, the same 216 bits of data is encrypted to the ciphertext on a bit by bit basis. And the fifth point is we have given the examples that come under the algorithms that come under the block cipher and the algorithms that come under the stream cipher, right? And the sixth point we have discussed is the speed. The block ciphers are slower in manner and the stream ciphers are faster in manner. And the resources that the block cipher is going to take is more when compared to that of the stream ciphers, and stream ciphers take fewer resources than the block ciphers. And finally, eighth point we have discussed is that the block ciphers, they make use of the properties of the cipher, stream ciphers, in some of the operational modes. So we have different modes like electronic codebook, cipher blockchaining, cipher feedback, output feedback, and counter, right? But the stream cipher never makes use of the properties of the block ciphers. And finally, we ended our discussion with various types of stream ciphers, like the stream cipher, synchronous stream cipher and asynchronous stream cipher. In the synchronous stream cipher, the key that you are going to generate does not depend on the previous inputs, plain text and the ciphertext. But in the asynchronous stream cipher, the key which you are going to generate depends on the previous plain text and the ciphertext, right? So that's all for today's session. Thank you one and all.